The man worked on a construction site under the scorching heat of over 40 degrees. When thirsty, he drank bottled water that had been baked hot by the sun. Meanwhile, his father wore a bespoke suit and sat in a luxury car worth billions. But it wasn't that the father was heartless. It was because in the 18 years they had been separated, they had never seen each other again. Until one day the assistant came running to tell him they had found the man's whereabouts and that he was currently working on a construction site under the father's own group. Hearing this, the father immediately said he would go bring him back. But before leaving, he deliberately changed into a migrant worker's outfit just to test his son's character. When he arrived at the site, the father compared faces carefully with a photo in hand, finally spotting someone who looked very similar. He told the man straight out that he was his biological father. The man was instantly overjoyed. At that moment, the father also unexpectedly learned he had a granddaughter. But when asking about the child's mother, he found out his daughter-in-law had long despised his son's poverty and abandoned the family. To test if his son would despise him, the father lied that he had been homeless all these years. Upon hearing his father had no place to live, the man unhesitatingly invited him to stay together and promised that as long as he was alive, he would never let the family go hungry. He explained that life wasn't well off now, so he would first take his father to find some light work on site, and later they could live a good life together. The father gladly agreed. The next day the man brought a bag of cabbages to the site with his father. While his father wasn't looking, he stuffed all his savings into the cabbages. Not knowing the father saw everything, then he took his father to find the foreman and gave him several cabbages in exchange for a light job tending the boiler. The man thanked him sincerely, but the father suddenly became furious at the sight and exposed the foreman's act of corruption. The foreman grew enraged and smashed the cabbages on the ground. The man could only bow with a forced smile and apologize humbly. Then he picked up the scattered money and softly persuaded his father not to take it to heart. Seeing the foreman still unwilling to accept the cabbages, the man promised to make up 2 more next month after payday. Impressed by his sincerity, the foreman's attitude softened. He accepted the cabbages, assigned them light work, and asked them to go to the gate to welcome a rich second-generation couple, promising that if they performed well, they would get priority on their wages. The man gladly brought his father to greet them warmly, but when he saw the wife get out of the car, he froze instantly. It was the mother of his child. She had always worshipped the rich and despised the poor, and upon seeing him dressed as a laborer, she ignored their sick child entirely. The father finally understood that his son's debts were for the child's medical treatment. Seeing her attitude now, the man no longer hoped she would return. Instead, he asked her to help recover the half-year of unpaid wages, but she looked down on him and threatened that if he gave up custody, she would find a way to cover the surgery costs. The rich man overheard this and came over. She explained that the man just wanted to reclaim his owed wages. This piqued the rich man's interest. Learning the man urgently needed money for his sick child, but had been unpaid for 6 months, he angrily scolded the foreman and told the man, since his child needed surgery, he would handle the money himself. Then he turned and made a gesture. The next second, the foreman knocked the man to the ground. The rich man said, if he dared to come to his wife for wages, then he would pay the price. The woman pleaded for mercy, but the rich man said the man